each of the other three candidates are fine people.
Yes, exactly.
And I believe we have opportunities for
Yeah.
them to be appointed in other boards and commissions sooner rather than later. And each and every year, another appointment will come up on the planning commission.
Right.
If it's really about the planning commission.
Right.
Many opportunities will happen.
Charlie, do you have anything to add?
You know, I'm just thinking about where we are with the form zoning code. And it's still in its final stage of the comment. I think it's likely to come up in some final state for final consideration by us next year sometime. And you've got a couple people who are interested in staying on who've been instrumental in the very long slog through a lot of gory detail to put that code together. You know, two things. One, you know, given their commitment to date to the process, I would want to give them the opportunity to see that through. It's a huge multi-year project, and both people, incumbents, have had a pretty strong role in it over time. I think you take it to conclusion. And then two, you know, once that project is complete, you know, I'm sure there are folks on the commission who will look at that as kind of a checkpoint. And I'm just sort of guessing the future here. You might see folks who've been incumbents for a long time, once they've got the sort of biggest project the board has worked on in a long, long time, kind of done in front of the community and you know, the fresh starting point. You might see some incumbents decide, you know, maybe it's time to hand it over to somebody else as it's come up on the board in the future. So I'm kind of inclined in this case to, if the folks who are incumbents here have done an excellent job, want to stay around, keep them on the board, and hopefully as we go down the list, you know, I know a few of the folks who are also interested in these positions and are great contributors to the community, and in fact, looking to step up their involvement. I hope there are places we can find that they're also interested in where the talents, you know, to work. But given we've got two seats and two incumbents who are interested in staying on and seeing this project through, I'd be inclined to keep them on there. I think they've been doing a good job.
All right. Well, unless there's great protest, let's have a vote.
There's one last comment that soaking in from your other comments. We actually did one time not appoint somebody who was up for renomination. That was when Chris Finley was on the zoning hearing board. And it was because he differed from council's opinion on that. I mean, there wasn't anything specific. But I felt terrible about that. So, you know, I have a lot of differences with Dave Brower on some of these issues that we're having right now. But I think you make a great point, Bob. And so when we get to this in 2 seconds, I'll be voting for him despite my specific differences, but my respect for his work product. So
to understand the process, I'm going to call a name. People are going to vote yes, they would like to support that candidate. And then I'm going to tally the votes. And then we'll see who has the most favors on, including myself. All right. Well, let's start with Dave Brower.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
5.
Yes, sir.
No, I didn't vote.
Okay.
What did you like to vote?
Not
Okay. That's fine.
Jim Cornwell.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that is 6. Jeff Asay. Katie Skeen. Deborah Lonsdorf. All right, do we need to do anything else? We've got 2 clear.
Is this like a vote for 2 things? Or
No, so the candidates with the top 2 votes are Jim Cornwell and Dave Brower, and so they would be reappointed to the planning commission.